All right, Gallman,
What's
get
happening? What the fuck is that, yo?
Sorry. I was fucking
This
excited
week's
about
narrative,
Wayne
Wayne
Gallman.
Gallman, RB1.
What's happening, big dogs? We're back at you again with another week of the narrative. And before we get to it, though, man, Noah, hit that intro. All right. This week's narrative. You should fade players because of weather. We're getting into that season now where it's weather analysis, and every single fantasy analyst picked up their degree in their community college for weather forecasting, and they're out there on these Twitter streets telling you when to start, when to sit, when weather matters. I have my own views on what this is. I'm curious to hear what you guys think because we're kind of getting that stage, right? Like a lot of the colder locations, you're going to have snow involved, you're going to have rain involved, you're going to have wind involved. Personally, the only thing I look for is wind because that is what really impacts the passing game. We kind of saw it this week with the Browns and the Raiders, and you're going to see more and more of it going forward. I personally don't really fade studs regardless of weather, but it's really coming down to more of those fringe type guys. But when it's really windy, that's usually a boost to your running game and a decrease to your passing game unless you're like Patrick Mahomes and you have a fucking cannon for an arm. But yeah, what do you guys do? Like, what do you guys look for when it comes to weather? And at what point do you guys say, like, okay, I'm going to fade some matchups here? Like, is it like 30 miles gusts or, 40-mile gusts? Do you guys care about snow? Do you guys care about rain? Like, what are you guys looking at here?
Care about all of them. I don't discriminate.
Yeah, I'd prefer people to play in like clear weather. There's like that stat about Jared Goff being bad in cold weather. I think he just fucking stinks in any weather. Against Miami, he did absolutely nothing. So that's one guy that I don't really care about. You talked about studs. He's definitely not one of them. Definitely that Oakland-Cleveland game, if you saw any of the pregame reports, and if you saw Daniel Carlson's kick, you obviously know that the wind was crazy. Like, he kicked it dead center, and it just went like 30 yards to the left and like into the stands. So definitely the wind is a factor. As far as rain goes, I think we've seen over the past few years and however long, like, it doesn't matter all too much unless there's also wind to go with it or if it's like freezing temperatures. And as far as snow goes, if LaShawn McCoy is playing in a snow game, even in Tampa Bay, chalk him up for 200 and like because he just loves that shit.
Yeah, I think wind is definitely look at the games that were played this weekend that everyone told you was going to hit like 25 miles an hour wind. Cam Newton threw for 174, Josh Allen 154, Derek Carr 112, Baker Mayfield 122. It's just like the passing numbers just aren't there. So you have to downgrade everybody in passing offenses, quarterbacks, wide receivers in games where the wind is going to be like 22 to 25 miles an hour up. I would say like a little bit lighter on the wind, but like a lot of heavy rainfall is going to be a problem too. Just think about it from like a human standpoint as well. Like being a receiver probably fucking sucks playing in those conditions. Snow, I'm not too worried about snow, but wind is definitely the biggest deterrent from playing guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and then we kind of mentioned this with Goff, but like there are certain guys that like play way better indoors and outdoors. So you do want to look out for those types of splits, like baby hands Goff. He definitely can't play in the cold. He can barely play in the warmth. So you got to make sure that it's at least a little bit warm so you can start him. But in the cold, you definitely want to fade him. Drew Brees, another one that comes to mind. Does not play well.
He did pretty well this week, but like, yeah, as you said, like throughout his entire career, when like in versus outside of a dome, I'm pretty sure on Pro Football Reference you can look up those splits. It's just like it's wildly different how much better he is at home or like in any type of dome.
Matt Ryan, another one. Just watch out for those types of names, I would say. And then I'm curious to see how Justin Herbert does in the cold, actually, to be honest, because we think he's a god and he's been outstanding. He didn't have his greatest game this week, but I'm curious to see how some of these rookies deal with it.
He should be fine. He's got ice in his veins, so
yeah, that's definitely terrible. True. So that's all we got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the shitty Giants game.
Of course we're still on. We got an
outro. Make sure you smash subscribe, hit the thumbs up, follow me, follow Noah, follow Nick. Make sure you subscribe to both of the YouTube channels to get all the premium fucking content, hitting you with those cold hard facts, adding W to the win column. That's what we're all about, man. That's all we want to do. All right, that's all we got. See you guys next week.